Hi, this is Codeweaver with Codeweaver Plays Games. Doing a little bit of a late night gaming. I just need to sort of wind down for the evening. I'm going to play something fairly calm here, and we're just going to go straight on into Nova Drift. Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of Nova Drift because it's a lot of fun. And I'm probably going to die at least once or twice fairly early. And I can more easily stop when I feel like it. Also, I have blueberry pie with French vanilla ice cream, and that just makes me smile. So, what are we doing here? Sleep straight on into the game. I'm definitely not used to playing this on my PC. I tend to play this on my laptop a lot. Keys are in slightly different locations, and seeing this is kind of a twitchy game, that kind of matters. But we'll make do. We're going to go with Salvo, I think, out of these options. I'm not really big on the thermal lance. I should give it more of a try, but not this evening. I have done the torrent before. It's kind of fun. Very close-up weapon. I go with something long range. Basically speaking, I can fire missiles at long range, and they sort of home in. That'll improve as I improve the weaponry on this. Collect all that juicy XP. So, what do I want to do here? I am going to re-roll those upgrades. What do I want to do? I think I'm going to go with Shockwave. This is kind of fun. And with a weapon that targets reasonably well, this is actually probably not a bad way to go. So what this does is, as my shield pops, sorry, we're going to go with Shockwave here. It releases waves that ebb and flow, pushing targets and projectiles around it. When your shield's reset after its cooldown, Shockwave releases a forceful wave which does 120 damage, applies 20% vulnerability to targets it hits. Vulnerability increases the damage target takes from all sources, and after the target stops receiving vulnerability for 1 second, the effect falls off over time. So what I want to do is... what I want to do, when this reset after cooldown, it gives out the pulse. So actually, in this case, what I really want to do is I want to have my shield pop frequently, but then reset as fast as possible to really make this work for me. So this is going to be a kind of a low shield build, if you like. I mean, the shield will be there. There's one of the pulses. The shield will be there, but it won't be super protective. I kind of want a stronger body because fragile form with improved rate of fire, projectile spread, and projectile velocity. That's kind of fun to play with, but as powerful as it makes me, because I don't have a shield to keep me safe, I want the hull to be strong, so probably not that one. Reroll the upgrades. Form that deploys swarm constructs whose behavior depends on the state of your defenses. This could be a lot of fun. Like I said, I like having drones and little helper guys and whatever, and these are sort of like the bigger drones that I had the last time. But they tend to just swarm around. They tend to swarm around enemies. No, I don't have a lot of control over them, and they don't really act as a sort of a shielding environment around me. But they can still be a lot of fun. Let's try that. I haven't done this in a while. It's also slower, so I'm probably going to be at some point looking to improve my rate of fire. I'm also looking at upgrades that could possibly improve how many of those guys I have. So they're rarely created as standard advanced constructs with improved abilities. So let's see. You automatically assemble and deploy swarm constructs which apply vulnerability to targets. While a damage shield protects you, a portion of your swarm constructs are assigned to recover your shields. While your shield is down or you have no shield, swarm constructs gain increased movement speed and rate of fire. So this is an interesting one to use on top of the fact that I want my shield to pop regularly. So I will have it pop, and then I'll have it recover faster hopefully as a result of these guys. I don't know if I've tried this combination before, but let's see what happens. We're going to do the shield effect radius because it gives me more shield effect radius, more shield effect power. But this leads me into Radiant Shields, which gets that effect even further out. And this one even further out from that. No, that's shield effect power. I want increased radius for the most part. Yeah, alright, let's do this. Oops. Keep using the wrong keys to turn because they're different on my laptop. What I really want to do is be able to maximize my ability to bank up the missiles too, because as you can see down at the bottom, that number that says spiraling upward is, oh goodness, is the number of missiles that I have to fire, and my firing rate is not actually the firing rate value for that I have at any given point is actually the rate at which I recover missiles for this particular weapon. Eventually, I might want to get drones on top of everything else, but let's actually go with other stuff at the moment. Increased rate of fire. Also, Radiant Shields. Also, apparently I got quite a few upgrades. Improved thrusters because I'm kind of slow. Oh, that helps quite a bit. Okay. Alright, what do we got here? Now, burst fire does give me increased rate of fire, but it creates a firing delay before the missiles go out. That may still be worth it to me, though. Normally, this what this would give you for other weapons would be basically a triple shot. For this weapon, I'm outputting a whole bunch of items, missiles anyway. So this is mostly just for rate of fire. So let's do that. But I do have to be aware of the fact that there is a delay before my missiles start coming out. Now let's see what else can we do here. We're going to want more hull strength, because I'm going to go with a build that's light on the shield, the ability for the shield to protect me. I actually want it to pop as often as possible, so that it can reset as often as possible. Whoa. As a weaponized shield effect and deals more damage to targets inside its radius. I'm totally going to want that for close-in guys, so I'm going to grab that. Shield cooldown. I want to improve the shield cooldown so that it comes back again as fast as possible after popping. As the Ultra C guys would go, boost! Love you guys, really do. Flash shielding. Improves cooldown at the cost of maximum shields. So, because I'm not actually focused on having my shields super strong anyway, like I want them to pop, this loss of maximum shields is not a big deal. This doesn't affect my radius, I don't think. Hold on, just finishing off pie. Totally delicious. And a rare treat for me, so. There's no downside to this, except for the fact that, yes, I lose maximum shields, and yes, arguably that's still a problem, because they do occasionally protect me. but it is the mode that I want to go into for shields. So, and I'll do everything I can, I think, to get at this point to get increased rate of fire. But in the absence of that, greatly increase shield effect power at the cost of shield effect radius. No, I'm okay with that. That's fine. I don't actually have a weapon that gives me burn damage at the moment, although I may consider doing that because I do like the fire thing. But I think I'm actually after making more big booms, and I want additional targeting because the more of them that actually make contact with an enemy, even if I didn't intend to fire at them, the more powerful the weapon is effectively overall. So yeah, that's totally a no-brainer because that particular level of targeting doesn't have any downsides. Okay, let's sneak up into the interior of this guy by doing that. So I spend as much time in here hammering the crap out of oh, gotta get out of here. Oh, hello. Alright, that worked out pretty well. So volatile shields. Cause your shield to explode when depleted, damaging targets. Yeah, totally a win. Because I'm going to have that happen more often, and anything that can... Whoa! Ooh, gotta get out of here. Oh, that's bad. That worked out okay. I do like missiles for at least one major and obvious win, is that it's not half bad at helping me clear out the waves of the smaller guys. The level clear is often a thing that's really hard to do when you have a weapon that just does one big glass cannon punch, because it's really hard to take out all the bad guys effectively. What about this? This gives us more projectiles, not really helpful here. Smaller blast radius, projectile size, and more spread. So there's no advantage to me doing that, and it doesn't really get me anywhere useful down the entire chain. So we're going to forget that chain entirely. Let's ponder where we're going. They really want me to take drones for this level. Now, I could do a reroll. Yeah, let's do a reroll. Let's go after other things that are more interesting for the moment. Magnitude. We're going to go Magnitude. Warpath grants a stacking buff to the rate of fire and speed when you kill enemies. Now, this is obviously going to increase the rate of fire, charging up the number of missiles I have. And if I kill a whole bunch of characters or whatever, like, that boost is always going to be a good thing. So I think Warpath is actually a good one for this build, because I really, really want to be able to get more missiles out there, to be honest. When you got a lot of little weaponry, what you really want is to have as many of them actually make contact as possible, get as many of them out there as possible. Alright, let's see, what are we doing next? That's okay, but actually I'm going to go with regeneration. Better passive regeneration rate. Hull regenerates at a rate proportional to maximum hull. So I'm going to go with that because I am highly dependent on my hull. Alrighty then. Oh. Such a lovely and polished bullet spam game. Your labor of love, this. Okay, so of these options, I'm going to go with payload. Greatly increases weapon damage, increases projectile size and blast radius. I think that's totally a win for my scenario here. What I really want is the one called Charged Shot, but I haven't seen it come up yet. So double tap, it's recursive. It adds burst fire and increases rate of fire. So this is going to add more delay. But it's an interesting point to go to. This one increases weapon damage and projectile size, the cost of weapon velocity and weapon recoil. Potentially valuable. Passive shield regeneration reduces hull generation while shields are up. Complicated trade-off there. I'm actually going to re-roll and see if I can get something more interesting. Ooh, Charged Shot. There it is. So this will actually let me charge my weapon to unleash a more powerful attack. And on weapons where that's already sort of what you're doing by doing a charge, by delaying, this will actually increase the rate at which and for this weapon, it'll increase the rate at which I'm charging. So I think that's the way I'm going to go. Because I can now do this, which is quite nice. The downside is that while I'm charging, my speed is reduced. So now what I'm after is I think it's called hypermetabolism. I can't remember one of them, or no, Defiance. And Defiance, basically the major win there is that it decreases the effects that weapons that have limiting on speed do to you. So basically, it'll give me some of my speed back while I'm flying around, while I'm charging. Because I'm going to want to be charging more or less, oh good heavens, more or less all the time. Alright. What can we get now? Okay, Maelstrom is fun. It causes you to be reading the Maelstrom, which gains power as you take damage while your shield protects you. My shield's not up enough. I like this one, but I would really rather reserve that one for when I actually have a shield. This one I have a lot of fun with. This is when, as the projectiles impact on something, they split off into smaller projectiles. It adds a little bit of extra damage, but basically the major win here is that if I'm fighting a really big guy and I slam a lot of missiles into him, the smaller ones will bounce off and hopefully take care of the guys that are around. Does come, I think, at the cost of firing rate, but I will take that because it's just a lot of fun, and I'm not necessarily after sort of a maximal win, maximal damage or whatever playthrough here. I'm just having fun with this. Make good choices, but I'm not gonna go for some optimal build. Okay. Oh, I love that snap. All right, what do we got here? Obsession causes recursive mods to be gained an additional time. It reduces your maximum hull and shields for each wild mod you own. Well, I'm not going to do that because I'm going to get, I think, quite a few wild mods going forward. Velocity, more weapon damage, more weapon velocity, totally taking it. Sniper causes projectiles to do more damage to targets the farther they are from you. So basically, any damage fall off is mitigated. Deal more total damage based on the distance from you. I'm doing a long range sort of operation here, so that's great, and better weapon velocity. So this is really good for this style of build. trying to find a way to keep loosing a few missiles, but it's often a little bit tricky when there's that delay. And when you try to rapid fire release and then release and then release, you're just going to get very, very few of them out. Okay, so what am I doing here? Homing strike. So this gives me smaller projectile weapons on each of your broadsides. Homing strike projectiles are greatly improved projectile targeting. Homing strike projectiles have less damage and 60% total blast radius, and increases my spread. Now the spread isn't really a big deal, but having additional broadside missiles is possibly not a bad idea, but I think I'm going to go with blast radius instead. Regenerative shields, add passive shield regeneration, reduces hull. No, I'm not going to be doing that. Not this build. Recursive adds... Well, actually, what is the improvement? Shields regenerate at 75% effect when they're up. When the shields are up, hull regenerates at 50% effect, and when shields are down, hull regenerates at 100% effect. So it basically is going to screw over my hull regeneration. I don't think I'm willing to do that for this, just to be able to get shield regeneration. That would be if I were focused on having the shields up more of the time, I think. So you attack with a single weapon projectile from each of your broadsides, blast radius. We're going to go with blast radius. Oh, hello, additional viewer, wherever you happen to be. Feel free to stop in and say hi if you like. Yeah, don't feel obligated. I'm just doing this for fun. I just know that if I don't say hi, I'm going to accidentally miss somebody coming into the stream. It's happened more than once before. No, don't leave me. Anyway. So far, this is okay. I'm not suffering too greatly. It's getting a little bit more manic, but my weapons are getting a little bit more powerful. So we're going to let this build up for a second. We're going to come at it from this side. That did a boatload of damage is what that did. So yeah, this is a weapon where it kind of feels a bit like a one-shot weapon. Oh my god, that was pretty powerful. It's pretty good for a one-shot blast, except my one-shot blasts have this big spread, so it's like a really super powerful shotgun the way this sort of operates. I know I'm ready to upgrade, but I'm waiting for the incoming bad guy. Ow. There's an enemy off screen. That's why everybody's lined up on the screen, but I don't think I can hit them any more than they can. So I'm gonna wait for the enemy to time out there. This is a weird state to be in. I have a lot of missiles for when this finally happens. There we go. Oh no, these guys are just coming out to say hi to my, or to deal with my shield issue. Which is really cool, by the way. Or the hull issue. If I hit a legit bug... Probably get an achievement for launching 500 missiles at once. I'm pretty sure I can't hit the thing. I am going to actually let loose the missiles if we get up to 500. I mean, it'll be a pity that I'm not using it on enemies, but in case that's somehow going to be the trigger to unlock this. I haven't seen this behavior in quite a while, so. Here we go, 500 missiles. All right, well let's upgrade and see if we can keep at this. So yeah, high explosive. There we go. We've unlocked it. Don't know what that was about, but so we're going to be looking for opportunities to maximize my loadout. Always keeping in mind that I have that really obnoxious delay. All right, what's next? Hypermetabolism greatly increases regeneration rate at the cost of reserving some of your maximum hull and shields. So this gives really good regeneration rate, but 15% of maximum hull and shields are reserved and can't be recovered. I'm actually okay with taking a hypermetabolism because I want my shields to pop, and I've got a little bit of extra hull to spare. Right. Right. So where are we going from here? We went with absorption. We'd eventually get... So this gives me extra plating, which is good. Force armor, crash knockback resistance, additional crash knockback to targets, bigger damage blast radius on crash back. I'm less worried about impacting, but the hull resistance is good. This guy similarly just makes me a juggernaut, so I'm gonna go with absorption, I think, because I really want to make sure that my hull is kept in high order. Damn laser beams from the that guy's long-range drones that I was having trouble getting rid of. Okay, so if I'm going to be running away from guys a lot, I may want to look into getting weaponry based on my thrusters, because there's quite a few of them. Okay. Greatly improves regeneration rate but eliminates their shield entirely. That's not what I want. I could go with the fire-based weaponry at this point. Targets hit by your weapon are ignited for 125% point of the hit damage, but it doesn't stack with itself. So the problem is if I hit somebody, like for small guys where I'm hitting a bunch of guys and peppering them, it's actually not a bad plan. But when you go after a single guy, if you keep pummeling them with smaller bits of weaponry, the effects, I think, of those bullets don't stack for the extra damage. So it's good against the smaller guys, not so good against the bigger guys. Sure, why not? suppose the one advantage is that the oh geez is bad. Those tails do a lot of damage. Fire is just as bad against me as it is against anybody else. So, alright. Let's actually give more guidance, because although it affects the rate of fire and the velocity, I can probably compensate. I already did compensate on the velocity. And getting additional targeting is actually a really good idea, because again, the more of them that actually make contact, the better off I am. And let's see... improves targeting and increases projectile spread, but that's okay. Yes, I want that as well. I want as many of the things that I actually fire off to make it to target. See, a lot more of them are hitting there. Big thing about this guy is those laser blasts are really deadly. The spikes that the railguns effectively that he puts out are extremely deadly. Boom. All right, so that's sort of target number one is to be able to take out Seraph, the guy that I just took out. He's quite tough. Being able to do that is a mark of a reasonably good build and a reasonably good play. I probably won't make it to the next big mark, which is level, I think, 200 or wave 200, whatever it is, where I get him again, but with a friend at the same time. Often. Alright, so, what am I after here? It would be a lot of fun to get more drones. I don't want shield durability. Stabilization... there we go. Power reserves would be nice to get. 50% resistance to mobility reducing effects from your weaponry is one of the things that I want to get. So, although it's going to take me an extra step, I don't really want to reverse thrust, but because I'm not practiced at it. But being able to get to that other... you can see I can basically stop now. Or actually fly in reverse. I either need to make my weaponry more powerful or get more numerous shots, because I'm starting to get to the point where it's getting a little bit tougher to time firing so that I don't, like... I'm actually starting to not be able to take out these waves quite as easily. So we gotta think about how I want to solve that. Don't have an ally. It might be interesting, but probably not on this build. So I'm going to re-roll, find out what else I can get. I could go for drones, which give me a little bit more defenses and a little bit more firepower that way, but I'd have to get the base. Okay, so what can we do here? So this is Streamline. This gets me down to Blink, and that would be interesting because it could get me to the Warp Strike capability. Do I want to try going down that way? Why not? Let's try that. Ooh, actually, I'm getting quite zippy because of that. Because that increased my speed at the cost of hull. So it's going to be one of the faster ships that I've ever had on this particular body plan. Okay. Drones are Blink. Blink gives you the ability to do a teleport operation, which is not really what I'm after either. I'm probably... Oh, power reserves. Oh, I want all of these things. Been able to do without the power reserves so far. I'm going to actually start going down this road. Now, I'm not going to have a whole lot of drones because I'm not an engineer, but shouldn't do too badly. Okay. That's Defiance. Recursive provides plating, recoil resistance, and self-damage resistance. So that was the one I thought that I was going to get earlier to reduce my thrust limitations, but that's not what this actually does. But this does provide armor, which is an interesting way to go. I think I'm going to go with rocket drones, though, of my options presented. Gotta love it when the Comet takes out somebody dangerous for you instead of actually getting in your way. Did quite a bit of damage, and I'm okay with that. Becoming small and light was kind of the opposite to what I really wanted to do from a hull health point of view. So I'll have to compensate in other ways. I don't want to increase shield durability. Greatly increases regeneration rate at the cost of reserving. Yeah, I don't think I want to do that again. Rupture. This should help with clusters of small enemies because the rupture damage is equal to 3% of the destroyed enemy's maximum hull. So when bigger things get destroyed, stuff nearby gets damaged. Sure. You see we're getting more sort of pairs of enemies coming through. To help clutter the screen and to make it more difficult to clear the waves. Okay. Outrage causes you to fire automatically when you take heavy hull damage. Tempting, actually. Of these options, though, I think I'm going... Oh, reinforced drones increases drone hull. Yeah, alright. Let's do that. Oh, ow, 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 ow. Whew. Feeling better after all that. I haven't had a black hole in a while. In fact, I don't really recall if I've had a black hole all game. That's rather unusual. Right. Oh, that's not where I want to be. I want to be where they're warping in. Really don't. All right. Let's consider... No, I'm gonna go with power reserves. I don't really need to improve my rotation speed just now. I could also get Juggernaut, though. No, but I don't really want the 25% thrust. I do like the plus 20% maximum hull, but I don't think it's a good compromise for me right now. Calibrate. Calibrates your weapons when you're not firing. I don't think I need that. Of these options... yeah, let's see if we can ramp up to additional drones or defense drones or something. All right. I'm actually lasting a lot longer in this build than I thought I would, and I'm semi-glad I don't have a whole lot of people in the chat trying to actively engage me in conversation, because boy howdy can I not focus that much on the chat room. I am taking occasional glances over, though. Like I said, please do come in and say hi. Promise I don't bite more than once. That's probably not true. Okay. Oh, that was bad. That was several kinds of bad. Oh, and I couldn't maintain it. I just kept getting buffeted around, and I couldn't quite maintain it. Oh, that makes me sad. That makes me sad. Because I think I could have taken that a little bit further. But that was actually a pretty good run. I'm actually not unhappy with that. I'll just... Yeah, there we go. Lots of, new mod tree unlocked elegant construction. So yeah, part of the problem is a lot of the things that I'm used to looking for haven't been unlocked yet because I've done all my unlocking on my laptop. But that's okay. I got more things to look forward to in the next game. New mod tree unlocked, priority 0, okay. Extra unrolls unlocked, weapon gear unlocked, blade, that's kind of a fun, goofy one. Architect, very powerful construct that can be a lot of fun to take on with like one of the one of the bigger the allies, the bigger drone ships. You're offered additional gear choices with your initial selections, so that's pretty cool. This is all cool. So let's mark this one CDW for Codeweaver. Hey, that's actually my top score on this build. That's pretty cool, or on this machine. All right, well, it is currently 10:08, and I think I'm going to call it there this evening because I didn't get a lot of great sleep last night. But yeah, expect some more random gaming off and on during the evening, some more often than others, and also some more live coding, because I was enjoying doing that, even though I ramble a lot and maybe don't get to the point as much as people who have a much more focused live coding program. I enjoy it. I have a lot of fun doing that. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all in the next stream.